So this is nice. It's actually 12 o'clock. You must be feeling hungry when I am completing my class, and there are arrangements to be there. So let us begin with that wonderful sloka. Naham manushyo nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanasthava bhikshu na cha aham nija bodha swarupaha. Nija swarupa. We have to reach to our original identity. What is my swarupa? What is my identity? And there, when we began this, the saga of the soul, the story of the soul, we began with a wonderful topic, Charaibeti, Charaibeti. It's a series of lectures, and the series is named as the Saga of the Soul. The first lecture was on Charaibeti, Charaibeti, move forward, move forward. The journey towards the soul took us to the great search for the root, wherefrom we have come, what is our identity, and all that, and which still we are continuing, and today is the last of that particular. And we have heard the rishis, the spiritual scientists, researching about the creation and asking questions to each other. And very special, in the Rig Veda, we find that, where is the sun by night? They are asking this question. Maybe now a child will also will laugh if he hears this. But in those days, the query is coming and they are asking, what is it? Where is the sun by night? Of course, I think they never visited America, otherwise they could understand. Where is the sun by night? Where goes the stars by day? Look at the question. Why does the sun not fall? Of the two, night and day, which is the earlier? Whence comes the wind and whither goes it? In the same Rig Veda, they are asking the question, Ko dadarsha prathama jayamanam? Who has seen the firstborn? See, the so scientifical way they are putting the question, asking the question, researching on that. Who has seen the firstborn? And from that everything has come. Now the modern days they say it's from the Africa and from the, that's okay, Africa. But who is the firstborn? So this is going on, the question is going on, Ko dadarsha prathama jayamanam. We have already discussed in our previous classes the different viewpoints expressed by different religions and philosophies. The major religions we have discussed, not all the religions, not possible. And the philosophy also, though we have touched the Western philosophy, mostly we are discussing the Indian philosophy, which is sixth system, they call it sixth system of Indian philosophy. One is Nyaya and Vaisheshika. Then Samkhya and Yoga, almost like clubbed. Nyaya, Vaisheshika and Samkhya Yoga, Mimamsha and Vedanta. Uttara Mimamsha, Purva Mimamsha, they say. And then also it is very famous as Mimamsha and Vedanta. Today we will be discussing Vedanta, but it's a very special part of Vedanta. When you are talking about the Vedanta, The Vedanta goes in this way as Dvaita, Advaita and Vishishtadvaita. Why the same Vedanta, Veda Anta? Veda means knowledge, Anta means the last. Why the Veda Anta again is having three different branches? So that we will come to know today. Upanishads actually are not the systematic treatises, but a storehouse of excellent experiences by the rishis. The storehouse of excellent experiences. This is the word to be marked. And this is not that they thought and they wrote. No. It's very difficult to realize the truth. And they realized the truth. And then only they noted it down. And that is called Upanishad. So that is very, very important. After realizing, after understanding the thing directly, then I am coming and telling that has another value. Otherwise, when the people talk about, they imagine and they collect information, and over that they give an idea. So that's why Upanishad, which is a part and parcel of the Veda, the end part of the Veda, we consider, the Hindus, they consider it is not man-made. No human being has done it. Why? It's not the thoughts, imaginations, creations. No. It's the revelations. The truth was revealed to them. We therefore find different conceptions of the human, universe and the reality behind the both of them. So obviously Upanishads are giving the idea, but they have not explained. Now because the freedom was there, the different type of people they came and they started explaining it. We also observe the evolution of cosmological conceptions from crude idea to the very subtle. For example, we may say ritualism transformed to spirituality. This is the speciality in Hinduism. They never stuck in one thing. They started and then they grew, they grew, they grew. Swami Vivekananda, he said, it is better to born in a church, but not to die there. Why? The church means an idea, a conception. But if we die over there thinking that is the best and the only thing, that's wrong and very wrong. And that is why in Hinduism we find how it is growing. We all know about the Ashwamedha Yajna. And the kings, they used to let go the horse, and the horse will roam and the soldiers will follow. Whoever is holding, they will fight like this, conquering the one after another. And when that horse, poor animal, comes back, they used to sacrifice that horse. And it is to be considered as a great sacrifice. And the ritual means a huge ritual. And went on developing the ritual, it went on developing. Is so difficult. And one person cannot even remember it. Now people understood this is not the correct way. We have to understand why. What is this horse for? But immediately if you say stop that sacrifice and think and meditate, it is not possible. So how nicely the rishis of the Upanishads, they are transforming that. Ushaba ashyasya medasya shiraha. They say, Brihadaranya Upanishad, a very ancient and very famous Upanishad. Brihad Aranyaka, that's the forest. It's a huge forest. So many different views are there, thoughts are there. Usha ba ashyasya medhasya shiraha. See how they are giving the transformation? The head of the horse is verily the dawn. Usha. Usha means the morning. We can understand when it is dark, how people they feel, they think. the moment the darkness goes away, and they are so happy. So that is why they call like this. The Usha horse, that particular horse of the sacrificial horse, that is very important. And that's why the head of that horse is considered as very important of those days, Usha, the morning. Ushava Ashyasya Medhyasya Shiraha. The head of the horse is verily the dawn. Then Shurya Chakshuhu, the eyes of that horse, sacrificial horse, is the sun. And we know the sun is so important in those days and now also. So important. So the eyes of that is a sun. And that way they are transforming, lifting the mind from the very crude idea of sacrificing, cutting down that horse and eating the meat. They are transforming it to a totally different way. And that is ultimately we will reach to Monism, Advaita Vedanta. We are coming to that. And this we find that is the Karma Kanda is slowly going towards Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda means activity, is now why we should do it. That question is coming. The activity, it is coming. Karma Kanda transforming to Jnana Kanda. So this is again the very special feature of Hinduism. Someone was telling how to talk about Hinduism. That slowly everything they are going on as the research goes. There's similarly very primitive way how these two brothers, they were thinking about the flight, and then slowly they were making that. They broke they made the accidents to do that. Now, and the Wright brothers, where they are, but they began, and now first came the imagination, then came the action, then action slowly, it became so subtle. Now if you go and search in the first class of the aircraft, my God, so many things. And Air Force One, we never saw, I don't think I'll be able to see. The Air Force One, they said so many things are there. The same, the flight only. Developing. In the scientific world, it is developing. And in the spiritual world also it developed, and developed in such a nice way. And Mundaka Upanishad declares without hesitation. Now the Mundaka Upanishad from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, they're keeping that horse and then transforming, explaining, don't try to kill that horse unnecessarily. It is not the physical horse, it is the head of the horse, the eyes of the horse, the hoof of the horse, like that they are going on explaining. I am not taking the whole the sloka. But the Mundaka Upanishad, cut and dry, immediately they are telling, Plava hete adira yajna rupa. They are denouncing all the yajnas that you are doing is of no use. Sacrificial ceremonials are useless, only fools practice that. So look at it, the Karma Kanda, in the Karma Kanda, so different. Now the Buddhist, the Lord Buddha came at that time, that was Gupta Yuga and all others. The Brahmanical is a different society. In this lecture series, we will come to the society also. There we will find the history, how it is changing. It's not the Brahman of Vedanta, it's the Brahmin, a caste, and they wanted to control, and that is very natural. When a political party is coming into power, they try to control, and similarly, different castes, when they got that opportunity, they started controlling it. So that way, the Brahminical period, they were thinking that all these yajnas are very important. Why? The moment there is a yajna, there is income for those people who are involved in it. But there is a group of people who are protesting. And here in the Mundaka Upanishad, and such a language they are using. Plabahete adira yajnarupa. If you are doing that only, the sacrifices, yaga, yajna, and all those things is only for the fools. Because you have to understand why you are doing. To answer the question about the nature of reality. What is this? That you please tell. So what is this that we see, we can touch, we can feel, we can smell? That you should explain. And there comes the first Dvaitism. We'll just touch it. The Dvaitism quote the same Upanishads again. So this is the speciality. It is a storehouse. From there, anyone can take and apply for their own. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was also giving the same example. Why so many varieties of thoughts, so many paths? So can't we follow only one? Just give the dictum. Hey, you have to get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock, and you have to go on Friday, you have to go to the temple, or you have to do this, you have to. No, the total freedom is there. Why? The freedom of thought, freedom of action, freedom of speech. From the very beginning, the democracy was so much in the society. And here, some people, but okay, you are talking about Upanishad, quoting from Upanishad, we also can. See, the God is different, the creation is different. You know, again, they are quoting the same Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka means shaven. And only the sannyasis in those days is to shave. So that's why those who are practicing monasticism, they used to practice on these ideas. And from that they are quoting and telling Dwa, Suparna, Sayuja, Swakaya. Those who have read the Upanishad, they know it. It's a beautifully, they are giving the example, the two birds of the same plumage, same age, everything same, but one is behaving peculiarly, going on testing the different fruits, another one quietly sitting, and that one is God, the other one is Jiva, or the individual soul. So that way they are explaining. So this is always the two. God is separate, we are also separate. O Indra, this body is mortal, the seat of the immortal self. That whole, that full sloka, it mentioned like that. This body, of course, it is mortal, it changes, it dies, it decays. But the soul inside, the seat of the immortal self is within it. And again, in the Prasna Upanishad, they are quoting Esha hi drashta, spashta, srota, ghrata, rasaita, manta, buddha, kartya, vijnana atma purusha, sapare akshara atmani sampratishte. Sampratishte, the self is the seer, feeler, hearer, smeller, taster, thinker, and ascertainer, doer, the Purusha, all pervading. Now that self, that Purusha, Purusha means that God, the conception of God, all pervading, but again they are doing all this separately. As we are the same thing, they are giving the example, we taste, we see, we touch, we experience, the same thing they are giving the experience, and to prove the clear distinction between God, soul and matter. God the creator, soul, that they are suffering this, and the matter, which is not having the soul, not life. So like this way, the dualism, they are giving the explanation. In between the non-dualism, monism and dualism comes another, that's called Vishishta Advaita of Ramanujacharya. He was a very intelligent person and a great thinker, and he is telling a midway between dualism and non-dualism, and he is also quoting the Upanishad. He is quoting from the Chandogya Upanishad. I am only giving first line because it's a big the slokas. Tad aikshat bahushyam praja eeti. How the creation came? They talk about the creation, God is separate, we are separate, God has created the Dvaitism. The same thing, Vishishta Advaita, yes, that's true. But how God created? From which? From what? Then he is giving the answer. I shall become many. I shall be born. Tad aikshat bahushyam praja eeti. Praja means the lives, different type of beings. I want to be many. Who thought? That powerful God, the Brahman. The moment it thought, immediately everything happened. See, in our case also, we first think, then we do. Otherwise, we will come and attend this lecture, first the thought is coming. And from the thought, action is coming. So this way also the God thought, and immediately everything happened. And what he is thinking? I want to be many. I want to make many. No, I want to be many. I am going to make many things. No. Sometimes the person who is cooking, oh, I will cook 2, 3 items, 4, 5 items. I am going to cook from different other things. But here the God is telling, I am going to be Bahushyama Praja Eeti. I am going to be many. These are very subtle things that we have to understand. And then it says, Tesham Khalu Esham Trineba Bijani Bhavanta Andajam Jivajam Udbijadam Iti. The 3 types of lives are there. One is creation, there are 3 seeds, born of egg, born of womb, and born of planets. Plants. Born of plants, born of plants and trees. So there are 3 different type of things there. I am going to be all. Andaja, and also from the womb, and also from the plants. I am going to be all those. Anena jivena atmana anuprabhishya nama rupe. I will enter into them and I will manifest different name and different form. And that is why the Vedanta is the force of unification. They all accept because the God has created it. From where? From itself, from himself. And all this name and nama and rupa, that is nothing but the same God. Excellent conception. And Swami Vivekananda, on the basis of this knowledge, he said, it is a sin to call a man sinner. How can you call a man sinner? It's a sin to call a man so. We commit mistakes, that's true. But doesn't mean that sin. We commit mistakes again and again, maybe that. But we have the power to rectify. We can correct it. We can go in a totally different way. So God is telling, I will enter into it. The soul of each individual being, I shall manifest name and form. So this is the Dvaitism. This is the Vishishta Advaita. Now comes the Advaita, non-dualism, entirely different from the dualism and qualified non-dualism. Non-dualism accept and affirm the diversity of the phenomenal world, of course, yet declare that it is all Brahman, the absolute, the reality, the Atman, in different names. Most of the time we use Brahman, the word Brahman, but it's the same way, it is Atman again, and it is reality, and it is absolute. Different words we use. Like other 2, Advaita, non-dualism also quote from the famous Upanishad, Mundaka again. So 3 of them are quoting from the same book. And this is very special. Baka Yuddha in those days, ancient time, here they are having, those who are running for the White House, they are having the debate, Baka Yuddha. But they are having for the other things, but the same way. How you are going to solve the external problems, how you are going to solve the economical problem, and different people giving the different views. And same way in the old days, particularly in Kashi, Benares, that was the seat of learning. All learned people used to come over there and they used to call. People, there will be an announcer. They will go and beat the drum and they will say, so and so has come and he wants to challenge anyone, and this is his view, Dvaita. And now he wants to challenge, he wants to prove that Dvaitism is the only. And all people used to come and sit in one place, even the ordinary people, even the ladies, they will be coming and sitting and listening. The kings used to come and sit and listen. And they will be going on discussing like these, they used to go on. And sometimes some difficult problem used to come. Sometimes the king will say, okay, you have come and challenging. If you fail, I will keep you over here. I won't let you lose. You have to be here working or staying back like this. So same thing happened to one person. He came and he lost in the debate. And afterwards, the king kept him. They said under the water. It's not under the water. It's actually maybe on island. He was living in an island surrounded by the water. People could not approach him. He was lonely. His son afterwards, when he got that age, he asked the mother, I don't find my father. Where is he? The mother never wanted to tell, because immediately, like the heroes, they will be going. Then afterwards, he came to know that father is there. He came out, he challenged, he got success, and then he took his father back home. So these are different type of stories that they are in wonderful stories. And here we find the same, the Advaita Vedanta, Monism, they are quoting from Mundaka Upanishad. It says, Yatornabhi srijate grihnate cha yatha prithibhyam aushadhaya sambhavanti yatha satap purushat kesha lomani tatha aksharat sambhavati habisham. I joined in Advaita Vedanta, Advaita Asrama. Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Vivekananda kept all this. One is Dvaita in Belur Math. Every day there will be puja, celebration, fasting and bathing in the Ganga. And there are Advaita Ashram, nothing is there. You get up in the early morning, and if you want, you can go and meditate, or bell right time it will go and you can get the breakfast, nice breakfast. But the books are there. Swamis will come and discuss. Continuously, we used to talk about all this. The questions after the night food, we used to sit and we used to discuss about, and all this we used to remember. Sometimes the senior Swami will ask, hey, what is that sloka? As if he has forgotten. That way he used to ask, can you remember that sloka, the Yatha Urnavi, after that what are the lines? Then immediately we used to tell, etc. So this way we have learned the Advaita. And what is that Advaita? Love, love and love. Whom to love? Each and every one. Why should we love? Because my soul is present in everything. So that is the excellent way. And Swami Vivekananda's one lecture in Advaita Vedanta that he delivered in present-day Pakistan, in Lahore. If possible, you can purchase that book and read. Excellent on Advaita Vedanta. So critical philosophy, difficult philosophy, he has explained in so simple way. And Yatha Urnavi Srijate Grihnate cha, as the spider, Urnavi means spider, spreads out and withdraws its thread. As on the earth grow the herbs and trees, As from a living person issues out here, so out the imperishable Brahman does the universe emerge. It's not somebody is coming, it is automatic, as if in those days they could not find out any other examples, so they are giving. So the idea of one supreme Purusha. Again and again we should remember the Purusha in Indian word means the male. It's not the male body. Here the one who is residing inside. And this Purusha who pervades the whole universe and yet remains beyond it, as is found in the Rig Veda Purusha Shuktam. Atyatishta dashangulam. They give it in a wonderful way. He created the whole universe out of himself, and then he is as if lifting himself beyond that. Atyatishta dasha angulam. Now, if you go on counting dasha angula, 10 fingers above, not like that, separated from that. So, I am creating everything, but I am not in it. I am not merged in it, not attached in it. I am not exhausted in this. That is the idea. After creating, still I can separate myself. Why? Still I have so many ideas. And from there only detachment came, the idea of detachment. Do and detach yourself, because you have lot many things to do again. So this is the beautiful thing. All objects, animates and inanimates, Chetan and Jada, are parts of that great person called Brahman. Now, according to the Advaita Vada, the non-dualism, the world is said to originate from this reality. The rest in it and return into it when dissolved. The creation and sustenance and dissolve are same. So when we talk about death, where we are actually going? We are going to the same source and nothing else. I was seeing one advertisement. They have given a picture of a cycle, and they told, they are mentioning below, I want to be a bike, please recycle me. The cycle only, that is going to be a bike, and he is telling at the advertisement, please recycle me. That means the destruction is taking another shape of. So that is the beautiful idea. We are not dying. Where we are going? We are going to get a different shape. I was a small little drop of water. I fall on the ocean. I become the ocean, the source of all water. So that is called the liberation. In Advaita it says Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. The moment we talk about Pralaya, then what is that Pralaya? That's the one little girl came, and he was about this Ma Durga Puja was going on. So I've forgotten where I went. She came and told, why in Ganges, right? And she was asking why this lady is having 10 hands. This lady having 10 hands, who is that lady? Then afterwards, Achak Durga, Goddess Durga, 10 hands, right? So she is having the curiosity, why 10 hands? We usually see only 2 hands, why the 10 hands? And 2 hands ladies is so difficult to maintain, even control. Now if the having the 10 hands means, anyway, there's a different thing, that why 10 hands? Question. Why questions? Because jigyasa, constant. I must know. Where from that has come? From the source, from somewhere. What is that source? The knowledge. That knowledge is the source. What is that knowledge? Brahman again. Sat Chit Ananda Sarupa. This Chit, this Gyan, the knowledge. The Jnana is Chit, this knowledge, and that is coming out like this. And then another, of course, she was telling, it's not good to kill someone, isn't it? Why the mother is killing the Shura? She couldn't mention the word Ashura. She was telling why she is killing this person. It's not killing. See, dissolution is going to take the another shape. So the Hinduism should be understood when we can understand the symbolism of Hinduism. That is the great thing. Here this says in Advaita Vada, the reality of the many is denied and their unity in one reality is asserted. So this I repeat, this sentence, the reality of the many is denied and their unity in one reality is asserted. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. All is Brahman. Now most of the people don't understand how it is possible. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. How it is possible? If we see, so many varieties of insects are there, reptiles are there, human being, animals, birds, but all are living. They are having a prana, a source of, they are living. How they are living? And that is the unity among so many diversities, so many varieties. That life is there, in everything life is there. The life is there in an elephant, the huge beast, and also in an ant. The small one, the tiny little creature. But the life is there, and that is the unity. When from the life came, that's called Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. That is Brahman. It's not the apparent thing, but inside. So that is the main. Ayam Atma Brahma, the soul is Brahman. That Atma. We are all living. If I die, what is going out from my body? The body will be there. All these indriyas, senses will be there. What is going out? Life. What is that life again? The same thing is happening for an animal also. The animal, when it is dying, the same thing is happening. So, Ayam Atma, this soul is Brahman. And then it gives the wonderful the statement, Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no multiplicity here. Neha na iha. Neha na iha. Here, na, negative. There is no multiplicity here. And that is the core of Indian culture. Some people, they think we are Indian, they are proud, they are Indian, but they do not know why they should be proud of. If they say, oh, my country is the best, everybody says like that. If they say, my language is the best, everyone says like that. Why they are best? Why they should be proud? Because of this, Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no multiplicity here, it is only one. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. It is only the poem, a statement? No. This is the feeling. Everything that we see, the different thing that we see is nothing but my same God. Neha, na iha, nana asti, different, asti, existing, kinchana, even a small, little thing, no difference, it's all same. This is the beauty. And we have to bring back this, and that's why we have to study Vivekananda again and again. Why? Vivekananda is the combination of Dvaitism, Vishishtadvaitism, and also Advaitism. And there he is telling, go and serve the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate. You want mukti? You want liberation? You want to realize Brahman? Go and serve others. How wonderful. And someone was quoting that you should be selfish. I was taken aback. Of course, he was trying to tell in a different viewpoint that you should concentrate on one point, then maybe that. But Swamiji is telling the easiest way to realize God is to help others to do that. Look at it. The easiest way to realize God is to help others to do that. When someone is meditating, like they used to call him Shashi Maharaj. Afterwards, they gave the name, monastic name, Ramakrishnananda. He used to go and cook all the time. They were very, very poor. Nobody helped them. But that time, these young people, they are coming from very rich families. They were all educated people. But still, they were suffering. One of the brothers, that is our Ramakrishnananda ji, he went and collected different things and cooked over there. Why? Other brothers, they are meditating, they are not careful about their food, so I must do that. It is easiest way to realize God, to help others to do that. So this is the unselfish way. Why? Because they are trying to realize God. And what is God? That is in my soul. But my mind is becoming broad. This Brahman, this soul, is the reality, Satya. It is this infinite consciousness, Jnana, and it is bliss, Ananda. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, they say. The definition of Brahman, Satyam, the reality, Jnanam, knowledge, and Anantam is the Brahman. Now, this Advaita Vedanta, it really became very, very popular with Shankaracharya. The Adi Shankaracharya. Acharya means the teacher. His name was Shankara, then afterwards added the name he got, Acharya. He was the teacher. A creative thinker of the first rank, ascertained that the Brahman is the only reality, not simply in the sense that there is nothing except Brahman, but there is no multiplicity even within Brahman. Now, we are now going into a little philosophical and little subtle type of thoughts. I am alone in this building. Everybody has gone out. So, suppose I am alone in this building. Is the Brahman is like that? He is all alone, as because some others are out, as because the trees are there, birds are there, animals are there, but I am alone. Is it like that? Shankara says no. Why? Again it goes to explain there are three different type of divisions. One is Bijatiya, Swajatiya, and Swagata, Bheda. Bijatiya, I am only one living here, but all around there are trees are there, birds are there, animals are there, but I am not birds, animal. I am a human being, so I am alone. Most of the time we say like that. It's correct. But according to the Advaita Vedanta, Brahman is not like that. That there is other things are also there, but Brahman is special and Brahman is one. Not like that. Second, it is Bijatiya and then Swajatiya. Human being. They are all Swajati, we are all Swajati, we are all human being. So that all human beings, they are one. And they are different from animals. They are different from others. Is it like this? No. It is also not that. So, Bijatiya, different species. Sajatiya, the same species, different in that. Then it says Swagata Veda. I am all alone. There is nothing except me. And who you are? Why? I have two hands and two legs and one head, these, just like a human being. I have different parts of my body. Is Brahman like that? No. So that is the Bijatiya, Sajatiya, Swagata Veda, also not that. So we have to understand this subtlety. Even the Swagata, this me, myself, and there is no other parts, no other limbs, no other difference, only one. And that is called Swagata Veda. That is why this again ascertain that when Brahman is known, all is known. Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate sarvam idam vigyatam bhavatiti. One person is coming and asking, knowing what? I can understand everything is only knowledge. I want to know everything. Is it possible to know everything? It is. By becoming that. But maybe there's different type of other ideas are also there. If you go to a Brahmagyani and ask a question on maybe a chemistry or physics, do you think he will be able to give the answer? If he concentrates his mind on that, he can. Ma Saradamani Devi, when they asked, very, very ordinary lady, apparently, and they came and asked, Mother, is there other in different the places in the stars, the other lives are there? Mother told, no, living being is only here in this earth. And Mother told it long back in Jairambati, in a remote village, and she was not having any education, so-called scientific education. How could she say that? And even today we are going on searching, oh, there may be water, there may be this, there may be that going on, and then go on searching, there's no problem. But the human being, the jivas, they are only in this planet. So that is how she could tell that. Knowledge. What is that knowledge? Brahma Jnana. What is that Brahma Jnana knowledge? Everything. And Brahmavid, Brahmaiva Bhavati. He became the source of knowledge. Brahmavid, Brahmaiva Bhavati. Vid means the knowledge, knower. After knowing the Brahman, that person become the source of knowledge itself. Now, what is the creation with multiplicity then? Why this creation? How the Advaita is going to answer? In Veda, creation is compared as jugglery or the magic. What is this creation? We are thinking so much about the creation, and what is this creation actually? Just jugglery. Now, America and China, they are showing their muscle power. It was a small island. It was not the island that China made it, and the America has sent the fleets, and China is also doing the muscle power they are showing. We can fight if you want, like this going on. But what is it actually? It's nothing but magic, jugglery. Nothing reality is there, and that is called, here it comes, this magical power of Brahman is called Maya. This magical power of the Brahman is the Maya. This Maya is a total ignorance, and we, the individual self, is having individual ignorance. And that is called Ajnana, that is called Ahamkara. These are all Sanskrit terms. So, let us conclude this Advaita Vedanta, the philosophy. What is the creation? We were discussing about the creation. We have come to know about the creation from different viewpoints. Finally, the Advaita, what they say? Nothing, there is no creation at all. There is no creation, then what is all this? They say it is all magical thing. In the magic you see so many things, and they are giving their example. Creation is an appearance which Brahman conjures up with his inscrutable power, Maya. How? Now the question is, you are thinking, you are telling that this is totally Maya, nothing is there. How it is? I go and I see and I feel and I cry and I love. So many things are there. It is all false. Nothing is there. Yes. And they are giving the example. This Maya, the Shankaracharya utilized this word Maya to explain, is having two power. One is, it is completely covering and then projecting something else over that cover. And the example they say that Abharana and Vikshepa, in Sanskrit they say Abharana, covering, Vikshepa, superimposition. And how the superimposition? Again they are telling that, suppose you see something glittering and you thought that this is silver. The gold rush, it happened in America. All they went, so many people they died. How many they could get the gold? They went and they were taking up something, it is all glittering, then finally they say, oh, it is nothing. That is Abharana and Vikshepa. One of our senior Swamiji, we went to Andaman, the island. And there he suddenly, when he got down from the boat, I hired a small motorized boat. We went to a remote island, and on the beach he found all red color, round shape or different shape, some stones or something like that, and he was excited. I told, now we have come after 1 hour this boat rowing, then now it is better to have a tea or coffee and then you can go. No, I have to collect it. It's a wonderful thing. He collected the full bag. It was so heavy. But anyway, I didn't say anything to him. After coming back, then he was telling I will give you some portion and I will carry it to India, to Calcutta and all that. I told you can carry it, the whole thing, because there is nothing but the bricks, red bricks. At the time of Britishers, there were buildings. Now the buildings, they broke the brick, and all those bricks is going on in the water, up and down, and it has taken those shapes. Then he was, is it? Then he broke, and it is a brick and nothing. Oh my God, why? This looks like that. Then I told Abharana and Vikshepa. It was Swamiji, you have taught us Abharana and Vikshepa, and this is this Abharana. It was brick only, but you have covered it. Then you are thinking it is very costly stones. This is a Vikshepa. Similarly, something glittering, immediately we think that it is a silver. But when you go, we touch and we take it up, oh my God, it's nothing. So that way, again and again, we always use that snake and the rope. You all know that example. And it is so wonderful example. This is a rope only, ordinary rope, and we are afraid of it. Why? We have covered the rope. Who has covered? Me. And over that ordinary rope, I am seeing, imagining a snake, and I am afraid. This happened in our life. So similarly, I am seeing someone and I am thinking is an enemy. I am seeing someone, I am thinking is a friend. So all these things are nothing but imagination. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you go and of course enjoy this life, the mundane life, samsara, that's good. But before going, you better put your hand with this oil. What is that oil? Advaita Vedanta. Everything is going to change. Everything is, all that you see is nothing but the false imaginary. Nothing is there. So if we keep that in mind, then we are not bound by those things, not affected by those things. That is the teaching. Otherwise, what is the use of the philosophy? There is no use then. The philosophy is helping us to keep our mind alert. All that is I am seeing is nothing. All this is going to change someday. I should not be so much attached to this. Rather, let me be helpful to others as long as I live. So, Abharana and Vikshepa. This explains why we perceive many in one Brahman. The Brahman is one. How come this all creation? We are projecting it. Brahman is the substratum which we cover and superimpose many because of our ignorance, avidya. Avidya is ignorance, and that is the reason in the Kathamrita, almost in the first pages, Sri Ramakrishna is telling Master Mahashaya, who was an MA, that do you think you are Gyani? You are a knowledgeable person? When Master Mahashaya was wondering, what is it? I have the certificate from Calcutta University. Then he said, Sri Ramakrishna said, to know one is knowledge, to know many is ignorance. This is the point. The avidya and ajnana. Maya and avidya, ignorance, are two sides of the same fact. Then the question comes, are Brahman and Maya two different entities? I will take another 4-5 minutes. The Brahman and Maya are different entities. See the question. You say, okay, the Brahman, you are imposing over Brahman something else. So the IMAX, this is, I think there is going on, they are showing now the Mount Everest. If you go, you need to climb the mountain. You will be on the top of the mountain and will really feel that you are over there. I heard from some people. I went in a flight, and one of our devotees, he took me, and we had to take the belt, and they were announcing flight is going to be take off, the captain is this, that, as normal as we all hear. And then the flight really took off. We were sitting in the chair, but we were flying without anything. And below we could see the ocean and the big and the ships. Everything was so real. And then they announced that you have reached that to San Francisco, and we are thinking good. But then again, yes, they said, we will take you back to Chicago. Almost all of us were taking, not necessary, we will go back ourselves. And they took us back to Chicago, and everything, when the light went on, we found we are sitting in the same chair. Nothing happened. And I was so much worried what will happen to my shoes. It is not tied. If it falls down, where it will go. Really, knowing everything. If this is not Maya, then what is Maya? The science is creating so much of Maya. All illusion, but so real, so realistic. And that was discovered by our sannyasins, the rishis, long back, and they are telling all that you see is nothing but Maya. So don't be affected too much about it. So are they two different entities, Maya and the Brahman? No. And the power of God is same with the God. God means the Brahman. Like the burning capacity, burning power of the fire. Can you think that fire is different and the burning capacity is different? So Shankaracharya gives the two different names. One is empirical, Vyavaharika. Another is transcendental, Paramarthika. The one person went to Janaka and he was asking, please give me the Advaita knowledge. Then Janaka told, you are supposed to give something as a gift to your guru. I am going to be your guru. I am going to give you the Advaita knowledge. First you give me all those things. He told, I will give you. I have brought it all these things for you only. I will give you. Give me the knowledge. Well, no. The moment I will give you the knowledge, you won't see me again. And you will see they are all same. So that's why give me first. The moment we see the knowledge comes, then what happens? All same, and there is no difference. And when Sri Ramakrishna is telling all people, see, I don't see any difference between among this Kali, the Murti, is to worship the Dakshineshwar Kali Murti, and in that cat over there, and in the lady over there, everything that I see is nothing but the same consciousness. We cannot understand it. And forget about us, even Narendranath, the very intelligent person who became Vivekananda afterwards, he was laughing. Oh my God, people call this man mad, and that is correct. Because he is telling that the Kali and that cat is the same. But that doesn't mean that we should call cat as Kali. Because the millions of people will be hurt. That also we have to understand. So because that is very, very subtle thing. Unless and until you are having the knowledge, you should not behave. And that's called Paramarthika and Vyavaharika. In the Vyavaharika, we must keep these distances, differences. This Vyavaharika, attainment of Brahmagana is possible only by removing ignorance. And what is that? How it is possible? Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Now, friends, you have heard about it. It's called Sravana. Now, you have to go on pondering over it, how it is. Who am I? Am I separate from that? Am I within? So that way you have to go on thinking, called manana, deep, concentrated thinking. And then will come nididhyasana. The nididhyasana is meditating. What is the meditation? Transforming yourself completely into that idea. When we meditate, what actually we do, we are supposed to do, transforming ourselves into the object we are meditating. So sometimes some people they ask, can you please teach us meditation? I always tell them simple thing. If it is possible to remember some God you love, it's okay. Or otherwise, light. And that light slowly engulfing everything, including you. And there is nothing but the light. Why? Transformation of to the object I am meditating is called meditation. So that's Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. And this Manana process goes on with two things. One is discrimination and dispassion. So I have to go on because mind will go here, there, everywhere. I have to bring it back and tell all these things that you are seeing and getting attracted are temporary things. So I don't need those things. Come back. So that vichara constantly and giving away dispassion, vairagya. Vichara and vairagya. These are the only two things. First, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. But when we are in the process of Manana, how you will do that? By discrimination. What is the discrimination? The temporary things and the permanent. What is permanent? Only Brahman. Everything else is temporary. Okay. Now, when the mind is going into that, we have to mentally to say, it's not necessary, I don't need it. But as a householder, when you are practicing it, you should not do it externally, you should do it internally. And that was the mistake the Buddhism did. They forced the householder, encouraged the householder to practice it externally too when they were not ready. And that's why the whole society moral came down. It is only for those who are monks who have taken it on their shoulder, this responsibility that I must try to realize this Brahman. For them only it is. And for the householders, all the responsibilities that is coming before you, you must perform it perfectly. And then you must say to yourself, that's all. I'm not going to be bound by all these things. Good or bad, whatever may be the result, success or failure, whatever may be the result, I have tried my best to perform. Now I wash my hand and sleep nicely. So that is the way, and slowly time will come when one day this knowledge will dawn. Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling time will come. When the God himself will come and tell, you need not to perform all these things. That knowledge will come. Certainly some people, they give up the job, they give up all activities, they go to the solitude and they come out as a lunatic. So that is very, very difficult thing. You should not, no one should do like that. Listening to this is very wonderful, but practicing one must be very, very practical. Thank you, friends. From the next classes, we will go another topic, that is the storehouse of knowledge, Vedas. We will study the Vedas, of course the bird's eye view, the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharva Veda, how these Vedas, what are the things they are containing, who created these, all this knowledge. So, the storehouse of knowledge, the Vedas, we will study from our next classes. We will continue. But today, only yesterday the Halloween day had passed, so I didn't take any risk. So, I want to treat you and not to be tricked by you. So, I have kept the candies by my side. So, before that, let us chant this sloka and conclude. Naham manusho nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanastava vikshurna cha aham nija bodha sarupa nija bodha swarupa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Of course, as always we do.